let's just do a bunch of different things today. Welcome back, friends. So you might hear my voice. It's a little bad. I went on vacation, and of course, as I usually do when I take a break, I get sick. So, and also it's May. I seem to have this voice problem every May. At least this year it wasn't COVID. Last year I had both COVID for a couple of weeks, and then I just had a dry cough that led to laryngitis, complete shutdown of my voice. And so this time it's just a little cold and I sound a bit congested. A little bit more than that. Anyway, so today's video, we are going to do a little bit of everything because I'm back from my week's vacation and I can't make up my mind what to do. I don't want to do one video on any of my ideas for today. I just want to try them all a little bit. Just have a good time. And we'll see what the winner is at the end. Like maybe some of the things that I do today are going to be a bust. Maybe some of the things that I do today are going to be, you know, something that I'm going to want to do a full video on in the future. Anyway, we're just going to do some gel printing because I am missing it and I need to get my hands dirty. I need to get some paint on my hands. So let's get to it. I forgot to mention, before I left for vacation, I ordered some paints from Nova Color. Oh my goodness, I don't even know what colors I ordered because it was like at least 3 weeks ago. So I think some of it was new colors, some of it was bigger jars of my favorite ones. So let's do a little unboxing. Let's start with that since this is a mishmash video. Let's start with unboxing some new paint. I've added chapters in case you're not interested in the paint part. Not everybody's into Nova Color paint. Anyway, follow the chapters. Okay, so let me see. This says that I ordered Indian yellow. No surprise there. Organic pyrrole orange. That is a favorite color of mine in golden, so I wanted to give that a try. Phthalo Blue Deep, the green shade. Let's see. So some of the ones that I'm getting for the first time I ordered in smaller jars. And the ones that I've already tried, those colors, I definitely wanted bigger jars. Okay, so let's see. Oh, and I kind of like this paper, so I'm gonna save it. All right, so this one, oh, Naphtha Crimson. That looks nice. Okay, it says it's translucent. My favorite things are translucent colors. This is Danthrone. I don't think I've ever tried this blue before. It's also transparent. Danthrone, I guess that's how you pronounce it. This is a new color for me. It looks like it's a gorgeous blue without being too bright a blue. So maybe it's kind of like a Payne's gray, but more blue. This might be the orange. Yes, look at how gorgeous that color is. There's the orange. I also ordered a varnish, I think. Oh, retarder. So I've been using, what do you call it? Golden's acrylic glazing liquid as my retarder. So I thought, you know, this is actually very inexpensive. This is the Phthalo the Blue Deep green shade. Anyway, the reason why I need the retarder, because this paint dries really fast on the plate. This is one of my favorite colors, the yellow-green. I usually mix it with a little bit of white. I didn't buy any white. What did I do? Did I buy two? Oh, Indian yellow. I should have bought a really big one of these. I have a lot of quinacridone red, so I know I didn't buy that. Payne's Gray, a must. I was almost out. And I think this must be the varnish. I got a matte varnish, or it's also a mixing medium or a final top coat. It says satin finish. We shall see. Is it matte or is it satin? I'm not really sure. But there was a good sale going on at the time that I bought all this stuff. I thought that for a varnish, the price was really good. Let me see if I can find my... Yeah, it was only $13.99 for this quart size. And the retarder was only $4.49. So hopefully I'm going to like this. It looks a little thick. Let me see. Oh, it's sealed. All right, I'm going to have to get that with a knife. But let me clean up the desk a little bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this paper is what they individually wrapped each jars. And I was planning today to play with this paper, which is kind of like a newsprint. This is a little different and a little smoother. Look at how different the color is. But again, it's a packing paper. So I'm going to try both of these today. Then on the top, to keep everything from shifting, they have this like really stiffer paper that's kind of stitched down the middle or something. So I like the wrinkles. Look at those fabulous wrinkles. So we're going to try something with this too. Why not? We're doing a mishmash today. And but one of the first things that I want to do probably is fill up some jars and check out this retarder. I want to see how it looks really thick. I might have to put this in a jar just so I can easily squirt it into the jars that I make. It does seem really thick. This might change the consistency of the paint as well. Anyway, we shall see. Okay, so there's two different kinds of jars that I like. I get these from Michael's. I'll see if they have them on Amazon. But I use these a lot to make small mixtures. And I usually write on the side. Sometimes it wears off. But I usually write on the side the formula. So like here, quinacridone red, 2 parts, cad yellow, 1 part, and 1 part white. And you get this fabulous color. So I like to make up my mixtures in these smaller bottles. Now, the big bottles, since I really love Indian yellow, and I mix it on the plate rather than in the jar. I am going to make a big bottle of Indian yellow. Okay, so the other, you may have seen this in another video. I just snip off the end and I have a disposable funnel. That is the down and dirty way to do this. because this could get really messy if you're using a regular funnel. And these jars have a lip on them. The smaller jars do not, so I sometimes just pour those right in. But because this has a lip, it's just easier with the spoon. The other nice thing is the paint that like clings to the side of this makeshift funnel can then be squeezed into the bottle. So who knew these like little water cone cups would work so well as a disposable funnel? I always make sure I have other shades of yellow as well for my color mixing. But for gel printing where you're mixing the colors on the plate, this one has become my favorite because it's transparent completely. And I'm just gonna stop there. All right, so retarder. Let's see. This looks really thick. It is very thick. I am probably adding way too much. All right, I'm going to stop there because I think I'm adding too much. So this is a much thicker consistency. I was using this glazing liquid, which is, you know, liquid. So just as liquid and fluid as the paint. So hopefully this is mixing well. I didn't look to see on their website if they had any instruction. I'm terrible that way. I don't... Anyway, one of the other colors I want to try today, oops, is this new blue. Oh, my hands are dirty now. Look at that color. Oof. Oh, I think I'm going to like it. It's transparent or translucent. Nope, transparent. I'm just going to do a small bottle. We're going to try it full strength. So I'll just put about that much in. That way, if I want to mix other colors with it, I still have room. I'm filling up about halfway. Stick a little bit of this in there. I have a feeling because this is so thick that I don't need that much. All right, so plus this orange might also be a good complement for the Indian yellow. It also, this one says translucent, which means it's a little bit more opaque. I'm just going to do a little bottle. So you see, I really squeeze everything out. No paint is wasted. Now let's see if I can get, there we go. Okay, so today I'll play with a couple of new colors. And plus some of our old favorites. Okay, so I put this away very dirty. I don't remember what I was doing that day. This is Titan Buff. Okay, for my first experiment, I'm going to try to clean the plate with one of these. But I'm also going to use it as a roll-off. I squirted way too much. I'm out of practice. 1 week. It was really like 2 weeks because I didn't get to do any of this kind of stuff before I left. All right, so this, I'm just going to try to clean the plate. With this packing paper. And this is the one that's grayish. It's more like a newsprint. And if I really like it, I'll probably just buy some over at Lowe's. I'm going to try not to talk now because I think I'm going to risk losing my voice. But I will do a voiceover so that you will not miss any of my explanations. They may even come across more intelligently. Okay, let's see. All right, that didn't work. Not completely anyway. Okay, so this time I'm going to try with a little bit less tight and buff so I get a nice thin coat. And I'm going to try copy paper. I always find that copy paper works really well to clean the plate. And I'm going to leave it to dry for a full 5 minutes because I want to have a fairly decent clean plate to work with today since we're doing a lot of experimenting. Okay, so 5 minutes later, I'm finding it's really stuck on there. I'm breaking the seal along the edges. And then I should be able to get it going. It's really sticking. Now a couple of spots in the middle, the paper started to tear. So then I decided to turn it upside down and pull from the other side. I love the crusty edges that I got. This will be a good, I don't know, background that I can use on a collage. Okay, so I'm going to start with some orange. Now I'm doing a light coat. And then I'm going to use that crumpled paper and I'm going to make some nice wrinkles. Okay, we're going to pick this up with the newsprint or packing paper, whichever you want to call it. But it's the grayer one. It's not quite as smooth as the one that came wrapped around the bottles. And I picked up with the one that I had already tried to clean the plate with. So I'm trying to add a little bit more, whatever orange was left on the plate, and trying to get it on this other pickup sheet, cleanup sheet. Okay, so now I'm putting down some Indian yellow. And we're going to get that crumpled paper again. And we're just going to go over that orange. So this will be the third layer now. We started out with the tight and buff where we were just using this paper as a cleanup. And then we put the orange down. And now we're putting Indian yellow on top of that. I'm waiting a little bit longer because I did notice on the first orange layer that I did, I left some orange on the plate. So this time around, I'm hoping to pick up all of the Indian yellow. Okay, so let's take a look. That's beautiful. I think those two colors complement each other well. So now we're probably going to try maybe a mask, not a blue. It's a gorgeous blue. So our orange will show through wherever the mask is. And this is a good test to see how well this paper picks up. I'm a little disappointed with this. Look at how grainy that background is. Okay, so I'm noticing I'm not getting clean. You know, this paper's not as smooth. We will try the smoother one that came with the actual paint. Maybe that one will have a cleaner pickup. The dirty pickup was fine as long as we were doing like the, you know, but this I needed a more solid blue. And I didn't get it, but I still like it. So now we have, let's see if we could just pick that up with this. I'm going to try with the smooth side down. I have a feeling it was already too dry. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. Ooh. Wow. And I like it on the gray color. I'm going to pick this up with something else. Mix them together. So this is the paper that was from the, you know, the bottles, wrapped around the bottles, and notice all the wrinkles. So that's going to give us kind of an interesting result. Ooh. So the wrinkled paper made it even more interesting. I like that. And then we left something interesting. So let's just pick this up. With this one. So I love the grunginess of this. I love how the wrinkles broke up our outline of the stencil, or the mask, I should say. Yeah, I love how the orange and the Indian yellow didn't quite mix in some areas. Yeah, overall, I really like this a lot. Okay, let's see if this picks up. Yeah, we got a nice clean plate. And whew, that made that even more interesting. Yeah, I love that. I like all this stuff that we've gotten here that was left over from the wrinkles. And we still have some orange on the plate. And here I am talking again like I'm not supposed to be. All right, I think I'm just going to have to talk because... All right, because I'm going to have to explain what I'm doing. This is matte medium because we are switching things up a bit now. All right, we're going to try some acrylic inks. So we have to, I don't know if I'm using enough of this, probably not. So the reason why I'm putting down the matte medium is if I didn't, this would probably just be a bunch of lacing. Make sure I shake it up really good. Let me see. Okay. So again, I'm going to use the other side of this. I'll start with the background. We're just creating a background and we'll layer on top of it. So I really bought these inks for the painting that I'm going to be working on. I like them for their transparency and their rich color. See how rich that color is? How much darker it looks than it did when we were on the plate. I'm going to try to not... let's use some of this purple. And this time we are not going to use... just going to see how much lacing we get. I'm assuming we're going to get a lot. Yeah. I'm just going to... That's just a nice messy paper. Okay. But I like what it left me here. So I'm going to let that dry. And then we will do something else. So I have these new stencils. I really wanted some Matisse-inspired stencils. Okay, so in this set, I don't want to lay this down here. There are 5 pieces. So some are small, you know, kind of a medium size, small, small, and then we have a little flower. We have a flower. So I'm going to try to do something now with the stencils and the acrylic inks. The background layer is dry. So we're going to lay this down and then we're going to drop some ink in and around the stencil. We'll see what happens. Some of it will go underneath, I think. This is kind of reef-like. I'm going to try. I don't know. This is a try here because I don't know what's going to happen here. But I've got green. This is a lime green. And this is a turquoise. So some of this is gonna, not some of it, most of it. Oops, that one bled underneath. Okay, that might not be good, but that's going to take a while to dry because it's very wet. So I'm just going to let it dry. I have no idea because some of it went underneath, but maybe we'll get still an outline. Going to let it dry for a long time. I may, if it starts to really beat up some more, I may drop some more in. Might get the hairdryer out on cool and see if we can, I don't know, it's not bleeding as much, you know, or lacing as much as I thought it was going to. And after it all dries, then we would pick it up with another color, like a light color, like white or a very pale blue. I do have a pale blue somewhere. Or I can mix some of that new blue that I've got. I'm going to pick it up with a regular paint, not with the ink. So this is kind of, it's reacting very similar to high flow paints, which high flow paints, in my opinion, are very ink-like. So maybe that's, you know, Golden's answer to acrylic inks. They just don't call them inks, they call it high flow paint. But I'm hoping this is going to be nice. I'm afraid to touch it until it dries. Anyway, I will come back after it's dry. Okay, believe it or not, it's only 10 minutes. And I am thinking this is dry. Okay. So even where it bled underneath, I'm not unhappy with that. That's kind of interesting what happened here. Oh, I think that's going to be quite nice. So it's still a little wet where it had leaked underneath. So now I'm still going to have to wait for it to dry. But we have some fun things that happen here color-wise, with the green and the turquoise. And I like how we're still seeing the pink and the yellow underneath. So I think it's going to be gorgeous once I pull this. But we have to wait for this to dry. So this dried much, much quicker than the, what do you call it? High flow paints. Oh my God, I would wait an hour and a half and it would still not be dry. So because I do like laying a stencil down and just dropping, I did that quite a few times with the high flow paint. If I can do that with the acrylic ink and have it dry quicker, then I'll do it more often. I just have no patience waiting for the high flow paint to dry. I've always loved the results. I just never enjoyed the whole process. Who knew that this would dry quicker? I thought this was going to take forever to dry. I do want to still do another one. I'm hoping these dry quick so that I can use them with some of those new paints that I got. I want to try something colorful, something Matisse-like, with some layers. But these have to dry first. But even look at how fantastic that looks. Love it. Give me another 10 minutes. This area should be dry. So another thing, you know, this paper, both this packing paper that probably came from something from Amazon and the paper that came from the Nova Color, which is this one. Both of them, I like the way it feels. I'm going to like to collage with this. Now, of course, this is not acid-free paper. I don't know if they make a newsprint that is acid-free. I'll have to look into that. I do like the way it feels, though. I think it's going to be great to collage with. It's thin enough paper. It's as thin as like that rice paper that I used to use. It does print well. This paper definitely prints better than the one that I got from Amazon. But I am loving, like, even the brayer off sheet. Like, look at that. Look at how beautiful. I just love this. This little strip right here, I could just use in a collage. So I'm thinking, even if I just use this kind of paper to brayer off instead of the copy paper, because I don't like to, the copy paper's thicker than this, and I don't like to collage with it, but then I always fall in love with my brayer sheets. So that's an option. Anyway, picking this up, I'm going to pick this up with the Yasutomo sketch paper, this one, because I think I'm just going to love it just the way it is. I don't know if I'm going to want to collage with it or not, but let's see. It's bleeding. I did not expect that. Okay, it's not supposed to reactivate. It's acrylic. So we shall see. Maybe I didn't wait long enough for it to dry. I even hit it with a hairdryer, a cool, medium sort of hair dryer, not too cool. And I'm doing smooth side down on the paper. And I'm going to let this dry for a few minutes because I want to make sure I really get this, because I think it looked beautiful. This looks beautiful right here. I have no idea how much it smeared the colors together. Hopefully it did not destroy the design. That's what I love about gel printing is, I mean, sometimes it's unhappy accidents, let's face it. Things get destroyed, it happens. And sometimes it's even more beautiful than you thought you were going to get. I would say more often than not, it is more beautiful than I thought. And a lot of times when I have something like this, that I think is like, all right, I didn't do anything special here. But a piece of this in a collage is going to be fantastic. Somewhere, somehow, I'm going to need this color and just that little piece of, you know, like even this little piece right here, you know, something is going to be made from this. And that's what I love about gel printing. The surprises, even when they're unhappy surprises. But then when I see how brayering acrylic ink gave me this, oh geez, I love it. Absolutely love it. And all those transparent colors coming through. So I'm very happy with the paper, with the ink, with my new stencils. This feels very dry. Oh, I hope it picks up. Let's turn this upside down. Now see, that's not as nice as I thought it was going to be. Ooh, no, wait a minute. All right, we lost some of it. That's going to be beautiful somewhere else. But I'm still loving this. I mean, there are pieces of this piece right here, pieces of this that I love. So I have to play with this some more, and I have to find a better way to pick it up. I most definitely, love this piece right here, most definitely need a better way to pick it up. Now, maybe if I had waited for it to dry, maybe if I had used a thicker paint instead of this fluid tight and buff, maybe if I had used a thicker one. Anyway, I want to play now with my stencils in some different colors, some brighter colors. And I definitely want to use this for my brayer sheet. Okay, I just had a coughing fit, so I am going to be doing a voiceover here. I'm going to start with the background. So this is my Indian yellow background. We're going to go for more Matisse-like colors, bright colors. And this again is the sketch paper by Yasutomo. And look at how nicely it picked up all that grunge from the plate that was left over from the acrylic ink. Now this doesn't have any retarder. So it's going to dry super fast. Oh, one of my hairs got in there. Might do something interesting. I just want to see what happens if I just overlay some fun color, kind of the way Matisse did his cutouts in bright primary colors. I didn't get very sharp edges on that. Part of it is that paper, I think. Pick this up with Deli paper because that looked kind of interesting to me. Now I think I laid that red down too heavy. Oh, but look at how nice that is. That'll make a nice transparent paper. I like in here where we've got some dark. I don't know where that darkness came from. It might be, yeah, the acrylic ink that's on my stencils is going to be adding to this. Let's just try to put another color on top of that. This is a brighter blue. This is a manganese blue. I'm going to be careful not to put so much down. Maybe I didn't quite put enough. I have one here that I haven't played with yet. I really love the big one. It's still quite wet. Let's see what happens if I go this way with it. Let it overlap. That's really nice. I kind of like how this these colors kind of became very muted. So I'm going to use this as a neutral paper. Oh yes, I also like what it left here, but I want to start over with this. I think I want to do the same color combination, but this time I'm going to swap out the blue for something else, different color blue, and I'm going to be careful not to have as much paint. So this time I'm starting with the red layer. And I'm going to use the stencils just like I did the last time, and then I'm going to pick up with the yellow. So I'm also going for the ghost this time. So I've used less red paint. I'm going to pick up with the Deli sheet, and that's going to leave me with the ghost, and hopefully a nice ghost. Deli paper always gives you a nice clean edge. You can really get in there. The thinness of that paper really lets you get around those edges, and you get a nice clean sharp edge. I'm going to let this dry a little bit, and we will pick it up with the Indian yellow, and then we will overlay the blue. And maybe the blue will do like a negative. Use them as masks and put the blue down as a predominant negative background. And of course they'll be in different positions, and this will all be showing through. Okay, is this dry? Yep. I'm just trying to get my, I don't want to dirty my yellow too much. I love what this yellow does to red, how it warms it up beautifully. I always love the brayer sheets. Again, smooth side down. We're going to wait like 3 minutes, make sure we really get a good pull. I might do something with this as well, like maybe overlay another color. I think the orange might be cool. Look at how beautiful that looks. Okay. All right, so now we're going to put, yeah, that's nice. So much better than this. All that bleeding underneath there, that was no good. Okay, so this is more like it. I wish we didn't lose corners, but I like that we picked up these crazy edges. I love when I get the crusty edges. And all of these little bits in here. All right, so now I was going to do, all right, we're going to use this. I'm going to go a little heavier with it. Might mix a little bit of white just to get good coverage here. Slightly lighter blue. Gorgeous blue. All right, so now we have to lay down our stencils again. And we're going to get the negative. I didn't register that too good, I don't think, but I hope that blue It's going to really pop. So it looks like I'm going to want to add some white to this. Maybe even a little bit of yellow. I have to play with some color combinations, some mixes. I've also been thinking of playing with some muted colors. So let me know if you're interested in learning how to mix, how to take some of these bright colors and get a really beautiful muted version of them. Yeah, now it looks like it needs some green. But look at this gorgeous. All right, we're going to pick this up. These two colors are calling me. And then I might even add a little bit of this to this. Just a little bit somehow. I might introduce another stencil to break up these lines a little bit. So we might pull out the one with the oval shapes and just put a little bit of the green, maybe only in some spots. Remember, you don't have to use the whole plate. You can use parts of the plate. So I'm waiting a little bit more than 3 minutes to make sure I get a really clean pull. This has a lot of white in it, so it's making it a little more opaque. Ooh. Yeah, it's a great color combination. It's beautiful. I might still put another layer on top of this. All right, so let's see if I can find my stencil. So let me see. I'm going to try to be random about it. So this is one that, like, when I was cutting them, it didn't come out right. So I'm not selling it like this, but I'm not throwing it away. I'm using it. I'm gonna didn't quite give me what I was hoping for. Let me try this turquoise color. Oh, that's fun. I want to lighten it up a little bit. So I blurred it a little bit. Now I'm going to lay the stencil back down again and then pick up through those openings again. We need some variation in color and in shades. Much, much better. I'm going to try to overlay this. I'm not sure it'll pick up. Oh, that's fun. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Just pick this up. Paint still feels wet. Maybe it'll pick up that green too. No, it didn't all come up. I am loving the way this stencil looks. Yeah, this color combination here is like, this is what I get inspired by. I should photograph this or scan it or something before it gets ruined. But anyway, I'm very, very happy with this. Very, very happy. And I'm very happy with this one. So those were a lot of fun. This one's dud. We have them every now and then. This is a beautiful neutral paper that I have. This was the Acrylic Inks. So I will do a more extensive video on what you could do with acrylic inks, because I need to investigate like timing and stuff, because that's it. That's what's important about gel printing, is knowing how long each thing takes to dry. Obviously the acrylic ink does reactivate as soon as acrylic paint hits it, so it could smear it. Wow, I'm still very happy with this. Parts of it are gorgeous, and I will definitely use it somewhere. And these papers also I thought were fantastic. This, like I said, can be used either as a background or a piece of it. This I love. Again, pieces of this. And this. What could I say? This to me is gorgeous. And then I have still, that was cleaning my plate. That will make a great background, a neutral background to start a collage. And this one's just okay. I don't know, just okay. I got a couple of deli papers out of this as well. That'll be a nice one. This is a gorgeous one. Let's see what that looks like on a white table. See how gorgeous that is? I love this area right here. I think if I cut some circles out of this, it'll be really nice. And of course, I still think this side, this is a winner right here. Okay, so that's it. A little bit of everything today. I just really wanted to jump right back in and just have fun and experiment, try out my new stencils. I think I'm happy with them. I might do a second set. I don't know. I will have these stencils. All 5 of these will be included in a single pack of masks, and I think they'll be a lot of fun. So I may do a second complimentary set. I think that would be good. Okay, so this was a long video. I don't usually do them this long, but don't forget to create, inspire, and share, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.